Hey, my name is Jakub Jasik, and today I want to welcome you on something related to the Windows 365 and Microsoft Azure identity governance. On this movie, I will show you how to create an access package which will be used by your end users to request the access to the Windows 365 machines depending on the size of the machine. So let's do the demo. The first thing what we need to do is create groups which will be used for the provisioning the policies, depending of course of the size of the virtual machine. And we will use that groups later to create proper access packages. So first thing, do the groups, go to the Azure Active Directory, groups, new groups. I will provide a proper name, for example, Windows 365 basic machine. Without the description, Azure ID roles can be assigned to this group. No membership type assigned. Members not needed. Okay. I will also create an additional group with the name Advanced without the members, without the owner. Okay. Now we need to go to the identity governance of the Microsoft Azure. First thing, I will create an additional catalog. Click Create. Windows 365 machines. That will be the name of my catalog. I'm providing the description. Using catalog, you can request Windows 365 machines. Enabled, yes, enabled for external users. It will be depending on our use case, because for example, we can allow our B2B users to request the Windows 365 machines. They don't need to have physical machines, or maybe they can have only the web access, etc., etc. So depending of your case, I will select the No button. The catalog was created properly right now. Now we need to go to the access packages and create and select the button New Access Package. I will create it. I will provide a name right now. Windows 365 Basic Machine. This is basic Windows 365 machines, 2 vCPU and 8 RAM. The description, I think, is very clear for end user. I'm providing the catalog. I will use the Windows 365 machines, clicking the next resource roles. Now I need to provide to what resource that access package will provide the access. So I can select the group and team or Teams application or SharePoint sites, but I will select the groups right now. Because I didn't add the groups to the Windows 365 machines catalog on the previous step, I need to select the see all groups and teams not in the Windows 365 machine catalog. I'm searching them by name, and this access package will be using the Windows 365 basic machine. Okay. One resource was added properly, and the role, it will be the member, because we don't want to change the owner of this group. Also, you can see here there is a button SharePoint sites. This button can be used when you, for example, using the Windows 365 onboarding, and before the user don't have the access to the Windows 365, then they don't need to have access to the SharePoint website where you providing the information how to log onto this machine, etc., etc. So if you click on the SharePoint sites, you need to select the all SharePoint sites not in the Windows 365 catalog. And now I'm selecting this website because I will be adding users to the specific SharePoint website where will be the information how to log on, how to use it, how to reprovision that machine, etc., etc. And as area project visitors. You can also add the access to the applications which are on your tenant, but not in this case. Okay, now we need to go to the request. And we are selecting who can request that access packages. Users in your directory, or for users not in your directory, because earlier I selected only the internal users, not the external. I cannot select the for your users not in your organization. Now we need to select who can request that specific users group, all members excluding guests, or all users including guests. I will select the all members excluding guests. The next step is approval and enable. First we'll select the enable. It will be enabled, because if we don't enable it, they will be not able to request that access packages. Now we need to require approval, because if we don't require the approval, anyone can have a Windows 365 machine, which will be the cost for our organization. Require just request or justification, yes or no, and how many stages of approval do you want? 1, 3, or 2? If we select the 1, we can select the first approver, manager as approver, or the specific users, groups of users. For example, I don't know, some IT guys, or I don't know, HR, or the cost department, don't care. And we will select the manager as approval, and fallback, we need to provide a group of users which will be approving that request if manager will be not approved that request in the specific days. And the next step is selecting the fallback. The fallback is when specific approver cannot be found by my access. So I'm selecting some group of users or selecting specific user. I will select my Alex Firebird, for example. And how many days the request need to be approved or rejected. I will select the default value 14 and require approver justification, yes or no. No. If no action taken, forward to alternate approvers. Yes, no. Second level, fallback, and how many days? I don't need to have a second approver and no action taken. Now we need to go to the requestor information, and we need to provide, for example, a question for the end users to be clear what they requesting and for what purpose, etc. So if we can add the question, for example, for what project do you need Windows 365 machine? If you click on the add localization button, you can select the different languages. For example, I will select the Polish one. Do jakiego projektu? Dla przykładu. Short text, multiple choice, or long text. The answer format, short text is enough for me. And I will select as required. We can delete or use the regex for the answer. Life cycle. And okay, for example, some of the packages can be lifetime, but some of the packages can be expiring, for example, after, I don't know, 180 days, 1 year, or 1 quarter, etc., etc. And you can select here after how many days the end user need to review his access, and if this end user still need have that access packages. In this case, it will be the Windows 365 machine. I will select the access packages assignment expire after number of days, 365, it will be 1 day, 1 year. And here, user can request specific timeline. In some cases, user can have some, I don't know, machine for the short period of time of some project, for example, 1 month. And if we don't select here, user will have that machine for the 1 year, but we want to provide the user to pay only for the 1 month license. Now we can click on the show advanced expiration settings, allow users to extend access, yes or no, require approval to grant extension. If we don't click on that option, users can extend the access. But if we select with yes options require approval to grant access, the manager or first approver will need to approve that. And the next step is access review. If we select the yes, we are selecting in what time the access review it is. Annually, biannually, quarterly, monthly, weekly. We can select annually, reviewers, self-reviewers, etc. If reviewers don't respond, remove access take recommendation. This take recommendation is based on the artificial intelligence. So I will select the remove access and click the rules. On the rules, I don't need to, I'm not using the any of the custom extensions, so I can delete. The next step is review and create. Okay. I'm creating the access packages right now, and this package was created properly right now. And what to do next? Next, we need to create an additional provisioning policy. So we are going to the endpoint, Microsoft.com, devices, Windows 365, provisioning policies, create provisioning policy, basic, Windows 365, basic machine, Azure Active Directory join, Microsoft hosted network region, it will be Europe, West Europe. Next, image type, it will be the gallery image. I will select Windows 11, click next, language, select a service known, and add groups and basic machine. And we need to click on the create button. The policy was created properly right now, as you can see here, and every user which will be on that group will receive an Windows 365 machine. So now I'm going to the My Access website, myaccess.microsoft.com. I'm logging in, and you see Windows 365 basic machine. This access packages is providing access to the one group and teams and the one site. If I select the request access, I need to provide an answer for my question for a POC. For example, request for specific period of time from today to the next week. Business justification, because I don't need more time for that POC. Now I need to click the request access, request history. It is here, and you see it's on the pending approval. And because my end user don't have the manager assigned, as here, I need to log on to the Alex Wilber account to see if there is a pending approval. I log it in as Alex and go to the approvals, and you see the fallback was working properly. I can approve or deny. If I click on the approve, request details, package details, approval history, okay, I can approve, provide a reason, it's not required, I'm clicking the approve. And when this request was approved properly, we can go back to the Jakub Piesik. Access package Windows 365 basic machine is on the active status. And if we go to the Jakub Piesik again on the Microsoft Azure, we will click on the group membership. We see that Jakub Piesik was properly added to the access packages Windows 365 machines. If we go again to the Windows 365 machines, we can click refresh. The new device will appear here. Windows 365 basic machine status is pending because properly I don't have more license. I need to remove that machine, which is in the grace period right now. when will be removed, the provisioning for that end user, Jakub Piesik, it will be in progress. So it will be enough for today, because I showed you how to create an access package in the Microsoft Azure to create an some kind of automation which doesn't require any technical knowledge from the end user or from their managers to request something or approve something. That requests something from the IT, of course, to create catalogs and the access packages, but it's not a big work from my point of view, for example. And it's working automatically because of the specific and date of time, which I, for example, selected here. It will be the 31 of the October. The license from my end users will be automatically removed because it will be removed from the proper group. So the users will lost access to the Windows 365 machine and to the SharePoint website. So if you have any questions, do not hesitate and ping me on the email or just leave it a comment, and see you on the next movie. Thanks. Bye.